As I am given to do on this channel, is to stop maybe those who will stop with me and have us really examine those aspects to our lives that each one of us encounter. So we're born into this reality. Nothing any of us can do about that, no matter what we think. No matter what your ideology, philosophy, dogma, religion, doesn't matter. We're still immersed into this reality. As much as many of us would like to escape from this reality, that doesn't happen. So since we're here, I have this question: why the following? And is it just Earth or everywhere in the universe? As the saying goes, as above, so below. So the reality is, we know this, all of us are aware of this, we are born to die. That's just, if you want to say what life in its simplistic statement is, when you are born, you're a day closer to your death. Now, some people find that depressing. Others find it as inspiration. And yet others find it to go beyond that which all of us are born into, which is to die. So I think, again, two things. One, we're born into the same reality, same earth. And two, each and every one of us share this in common. There's two things. Each of us were born to die. If that could not unify as species, I don't know what would. Okay, we're not given a survival guide. When we come out, we are like totally dependent on others of our species, our kind, to take care of us. We can't survive on our own. We have to have help. But again, we're not given a survival guide to life. We are taught to just survive somehow. Really, folks, that's how it is. No matter what you want to push back on, the fact is, you would not be here listening to me if you are not surviving. Now, people want to get all philosophical and say, no, I'm thriving. Get off it. Come on. Be honest. You're surviving. We all are. We're thrown into this insane situation. And in the end, no matter how magnificent you may think you are to humanity, how well you think you may have enlightened yourself and ascended to the higher plane, sister, brother, here is the simple truth. You're just surviving. Because if you ain't surviving, you ain't living. Now, I know you may have a different opinion, but I think the facts are the facts. And this is how it is. When you get to that age where you can look back on your life, what you realize is that your whole life is down to three simple routines. You sleep, you wake up, you survive. While you are awake, you work to die. I know it sounds depressing, but I think at some point we all just have to agree, yeah, that's just the way it is. Now, again, I'm leading to something because these are all the parameters we're dealt with. We have to eat. We have to have shelter. We have to have warmth. These are the three things that you really have to have. Water would be included in that. If you don't have those things, well, even if you have food and water, if you don't have shelter, it's going to get pretty rough on you. Chances are you won't survive. So then, as you survive, you are expending your life energy to something, quite frankly, I don't think any of us have figured out. And as we expend that energy, well, we need to sleep. Because what are we doing during the day is that you are expending life energy that basically is taking away from the energy that you are. So you sleep to wake up. You have to sleep to repair the damage. And in fact, a lot of times when we sleep, how many of you know this and experience this? You may go to bed with that slight tickle, cough in your throat. And when you wake up in the morning, you have a full-fledged case of the flu. Isn't that interesting? How sleep does it both ways with the body. Yet we're born with an instinct of survival. Each and every one of us. It's inherent to us. We literally learn really quickly. Watch a group of toddlers. We find out very quickly, very early, that we must have resources to survive. And if that requires us taking it from others so that we may survive, well, that's part of the process. Yet we work ourselves to death. Why? And you know what each and every one of us work ourselves to death doing? We work for a living. Just to be either rich or poor. Nobody wants to be poor. Everybody wants to be rich. Why? Well, if you're rich, well, it's much easier. So we all seek that path. How do we become wealthy and abundant? Because if we're wealthy, that means we can buy abundance. And that means life is going to be a lot less burdensome. Why, we don't want to have to work all day, maybe work 2 jobs a day. We don't want to do that. But we want to have the nice cars, the nice clothes, the nice homes, the newest phone. It goes on and on and on. But why? Why are we born into this insanity and we do nothing about it? We all comply. Why, all of us have to sell something. All of us have to make money. We have to make money in order to be able to survive. Well, we have to be able to eat. We need these things to be able to heal our bodies. We have to have medicine. Well, I have to have clothes. I deserve it. Why should they have it and not me? Why can't I have that? And that's what we're born into. Why are we born into a reality where money, the accumulation of wealth, is the only thing? And don't try to argue with me with your esoterical ideas, because the reality is you're fooling yourself. If you're not making money, and if you didn't inherit money, or if the government is giving you money, you're not going to survive. And why? Is this what it's really all about? I've had occasion to see good friends stab good friends in the back. I've had occasion to see where there is a bond that becomes as frail as a spider web, all because of money. Is this what the sum total of our lives are all about? You know, the Egyptians believed that when they died, they had to have something of wealth in order to buy their way into the next life. Is this what awaits for us in the next life? Is it really all about this or this? Gold. Bet you got some on you, don't you? We all want gold. You can't eat it. It's other than the fact of what it is in certain applications in industry, it's pretty much a worthless metal. Awfully heavy to carry around. How about the pretty rocks? Oh, can melt any woman's heart, can it? Stare into it, and it will take you places. And we all seek them, we all love them. Ah, but they're only for the few. If you want one, you have to work. You have to have money. We all search for the key to wealth. But why? I try to think, why is it that we all seek abundance? I see it all the time. I don't know. They say that the three pillars of a happy life is health, wealth, and happiness. Are there three different paths to each? Do you have to choose just one in order to obtain one? And if you obtain one, does that prevent, that means you have to go back to find the others? Is it possible to possess all three and have wealth that doesn't require it coming from someone else, that someone else wants? It's this question. Why? That's the question I ask. I mean, I look at this, and at times I just shake my head. This world is insane. This reality is insane. I don't see anyone, any religion, any ideology, any dogma that has the answers, because they're all part of it. No matter where I turn, no matter what I read, it's all part of it. So I'll leave you with this thought. If you were a god, which you are, what kind of God would you be? And would you create a reality like this one? And leave your comment. Like to see. Yes and no. And if it's no, what reality would you build?